It started as a normal Friday evening. I just finished a long day at work and was looking forward to a quiet night at home. My wife, Laura, had been getting ready since afternoon, humming to herself as she tried on different outfits. She said she had plans with an old friend, and I didn't think much of it. We both had our own social circles, and trust had always been the foundation of our marriage. When she came downstairs, she looked stunning, a navy blue dress, light perfume, and her hair done in the way she usually reserved for special occasions. I smiled and teased, "You look nice. Big night." She laughed and said, "Just dinner with a friend. Don't wait up." I nodded, pretending to sound casual, but a tiny knot of curiosity tightened in my chest. As she slipped on her heels and grabbed her purse, I chuckled playfully, "Good luck on your date." I said it jokingly, the way husbands sometimes do when they're proud and teasing at the same time. But the moment those words left my mouth, she froze. Her hand paused on the doorknob. Then she turned around slowly, and the look on her face wasn't laughter, it was something between guilt and pain. That expression burned into me. My smile faded instantly. The air in the room grew heavy. "Laura?" I asked quietly. She opened her mouth as if to speak, but then shook her head. "I'll be back soon," she murmured and walked out before I could say another word. I stood there for a full minute, trying to make sense of what I'd just seen. Maybe I'd misread it. Maybe she was just surprised by the joke. But something about her eyes told a different story, not betrayal, but sadness. I sat on the couch, thoughts spiraling faster than I could control. After a while, I decided to take a walk to clear my head. I ended up near the small cafe where she used to meet her college friends. Through the glass window, I spotted her, sitting across from a man about her age, laughing softly. They didn't look romantic, they looked serious. The man had a calm, gentle expression, and Laura seemed to be listening more than talking. I didn't go inside. I just watched for a minute, trying to understand. There was no touch, no closeness, just two people sharing quiet words. Something told me it wasn't what my fears were painting it to be. I walked back home, reminding myself that love isn't built on suspicion. A couple of hours later, the door opened, and Laura stepped inside. She looked nervous when she saw me sitting there. "You saw me, didn't you?" she asked softly. I nodded. "At the cafe," I said. "Who was he?" She sat down across from me, her hands trembling slightly. "His name is Aaron," she said. "He's my therapist." I blinked, completely thrown off. "Your therapist?" Tears welled up in her eyes. "I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to worry. I've been feeling overwhelmed for months. The pressure at work, Mom's health, trying to balance everything. I wanted to handle it alone, to be strong. But I realized I couldn't keep pretending. I needed help." The silence that followed was thick but not angry, just full of unspoken emotion. I leaned forward and took her hand. "You thought I'd see that as weakness?" I asked. She nodded. "I didn't want you to think I was breaking down. You've been working so hard, and I didn't want to add to your stress." I squeezed her hand gently. "Laura, you don't have to hide pain from me. Marriage isn't just about sharing the good moments. It's about carrying the heavy ones together too." She looked up, her eyes glistening, and whispered, "I'm sorry I made you doubt me." That night, we talked for hours, about her anxiety, about how distant we had both become, and about how silence sometimes builds invisible walls even between people who love each other deeply. For the first time in months, we spoke honestly, without pretending that everything was fine. In the weeks that followed, Laura continued her therapy, but she also started sharing more of her thoughts with me. We began walking together after dinner, cooking on weekends, and learning how to be present again. The trust that had wavered for a moment grew stronger than before, not because we ignored the fear, but because we faced it together. Looking back, I sometimes think about that one sentence, "Good luck on your date." I'd meant it as a joke, but it ended up opening a door we didn't even realize was locked. It taught me that even casual words can uncover deep truths if you're willing to listen beyond them. Now, whenever Laura leaves for her therapy sessions, she kisses my cheek and says with a small smile, "Don't worry, it's just a date with clarity." And every time, I smile back, grateful that honesty, no matter how late it comes, has a way of bringing two people home again.